Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil, if no evil thing get... I can't remember the rest of the song. I remember that. She's like a spider going for the kill. Cruella, Cruella de Vil. Cruella. So, I mean, right off the bat, it's an era in the long line of Disney remakes. What do I think of the live-action Disney remakes? They're a mixed bag for me. I really liked Aladdin. I liked The Jungle Book. Beauty and the Beast was okay. Cinderella I thought was decent. But then you get like the Alice in Wonderland movies. I know there's been more of them. The Lion King I didn't see. But honestly, from what I saw of them, like I've seen bits and pieces of the movie, just never in its whole, like from reviews and like the trailer and clips. I'm like, I actually don't know if I would have liked that one that much. But I can't say for certain because I haven't seen it. I haven't liked any of the live-action Peter Pans, but they just haven't done a straight live-action Disney remake of that yet. So, I mean, they're definitely a mixed bag. That's to be certain. Violet 101 no, I really like this one. This is probably among the better live-action Disney remakes, too. I mean, because it's the origin of Cruella de Vil and where she came from and how she ended up being Cruella de Vil. Now, that being said, they do take some liberties from what we know of Cruella in the 101 Dalmatians story to where she kind of ends up here. And they make an odds to that. At one point, you see it in the trailer, there's these Dalmatians that let's call the antagonist, because they're technically both villains. But the antagonist has, and they do end up kidnapping, and they even say she kidnapped my dogs. She jokes about making a coat out of them, but she's like, I wouldn't do that, relax. But the implication is in one thing she did, and then it's like, no, she didn't. Because she has a dog of her own in this. But the whole idea is, as a girl, she's known as Stella, but she has an alter ego named Cruella. Fun fact, and I'm not going to spoil anything too drastic, but fun fact, apparently she was born with that black and white hair down the middle. So have fun with that. How that works, who knows. Where was I? But yeah, and she's a nice person, but with a mean streak, and that mean streak's called Cruella, and it's her keeping in check. She loses her mother at one point, and she lives on the street where she meets Horace and Jasper, her handy henchmen, and they grow up together. It's her coming up, working for this firm where the Baroness, played by Emma Thompson, works, and learning the relationship between her, Cruella, and the batting of odds, battle of odds and battle of wits, and all that comes with that relationship and leading to where they end up. If I were to say right at the bat, the two best things about this movie is Emma Stone is freaking brilliant in this movie. Oh my God, she just. First off, when she has to do the emotional stuff, we already know Emma Stone's an Academy Award-winning actress. If I'm not mistaken, I know she's been nominated. I'm pretty sure she won for Birdman. I'm pretty sure she won. But so we know she can act. I loved her. What was it? The one where she played Billie Jean King. I can't remember the name of that, but I loved her in that too. The girl can act. A woman can act. And yeah, when she has to do like the emotional stuff, like she sells it. But let's be honest, when you're watching this movie, it's the delicious evilness of Cruella, or the wicked. I think that's the best way to put it. The wickedness of Cruella, and you can tell she's just having a ball playing this character. She is eating this up and enjoying pretty much every moment of her time on screen. She's got some great scenes, some great lines. It's also part heist movie too, so. You see a bunch. You also get some almost like Guy Ritchie shots at one point. It's like it's very well crafted, and her character is actually very well fleshed out, given the fact that this movie is over 2 hours. And it's hard for me to say whether or not I felt the 2 hours. It is difficult for me to say whether or not I felt the 2 hours. I will say I'm watching the movie. I'm like. That's right, we're still going. Oh, that's right, this movie's this long. So I don't know if the movie didn't feel like it had a great pace, not great, it had a good pace to it. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't noticing the length. I would say I was noticing, it didn't feel long, but I was noticing the length. And looking back, and I'm thinking, is there anything I could have cut, they should have cut out of that? And maybe one or two scenes. I mean, nothing serious. Maybe they could have trimmed it down a little bit. But I mean, it's not anything that hurts the film overall. The two actors that played Horace and Jasper, I recognize both of them. The one who played Horace, oh God, he was in the one, oh God, what was the name of it? Where it's, I think it was Clint Eastwood directed. It was about the real life like security guard at the Olympics who found like the bomb and was just trying to be in the story what happened. Can't remember anything, but I recognized him from that. The guy who plays Jasper, I know I've seen him before, but I can't. He's got one of those faces and one of those voices where I'm like, I know I've seen this guy, but I can't recognize him. But they're both good. The entire cast is good. Mark Strong's in there, bits and pieces, but he does have an important role to play. And Mark Strong's like great in just about anything he's in. Even like the Burroughs Grimsby is like, he's doing the best he can with that movie. But then you get Emma Thompson, who plays a character you love to dislike. Like, you really like disliking this person because of how terrible they really are. But you're enjoying it. Like, this is a character you want to see get their comeuppance. I'll also say this about that. When she gets her comeuppance, I would like a bit more with it, be frank, but this movie does take place in the 70s, so what are you going to do? But I said the two best things in this movie is Emma Stone and the fucking soundtrack, man. Oh my God. This is like one of the best 60s and 70s soundtracks I've ever heard. Like Sympathy for the Devil. Hold on, I gotta remember the name of the other section. I think that's Black Sabbath, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that was Black Sabbath. Ain't No Fortunate One. Queen. Crazy, Stone Cold Crazy from Queen. And those are just the ones I'm remembering right off the top of my head. And there are moments where literally there's like three back-to-back songs within seconds to minutes of each other. Just it will with the silence in between, but it flows because of what they're doing. Like, oh my God, they had covers of not Along the Watchtower, but different. Let Me Stand Next to Your Fire, if I'm not mistaken, was one of them. Was it Along the Watchtower? Maybe. I don't know. All I know is it did fit what was going on, and I'm like, yeah, like. This is one I would pick the soundtrack for this up in a heartbeat. I did hear that the dogs half the time were like CGI, and to be fair, I'm like, yeah, but I see that, and it really didn't bother me. Really, when I noticed it, I'm like, oh no, but the CGI is good. It makes sense in this scene. It's funny. It is very funny, but it does get onto some dark stuff in the film too. I will say it's definitely one of the darker, like. More mature Disney remix, I think is the better way to put it. Just because some of the issues they're tackling, or at least one of the big things they tackle. So it definitely is dealing with that. But one of the things I think the thing I really appreciate most about the movie, apart from like like I said, the best thing, Emma Stone, the soundtrack, is that it wasn't trying to do the Maleficent. Oh, she's just misunderstood. She's not really a bad person. She wasn't really evil. She was forced into this. Now, no, they make no allusion to the fact that she was born bad. Like, she even says, I was born bad, a little crazy. I mean, possibly psycho. Like, I'm not necessarily a good person at heart, but they do say there is good in me. It's not like I'm a complete terrible scum of the earth kind of individual, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily the best person in the world either. And they embrace that, and I really appreciated that aspect of the film. Like, no, this isn't Maleficent where she's hard to get behind, but she's still ultimately a good person at heart who just, the story's painted her in a bad light. No. Cruella's not a good person, really. But at least in this version, she's not the worst, but she's got good quality. She still actually loves her dog, and she has her family and her friends and all that. So she's still got, the people the things she cares about. But she's still not a good person, ultimately, at the end of the day. Is there anything, I will say this too. One of the things I touched upon and I noticed in the early thing is that as a kid she was getting in fights and stuff like that. She was expressing individuality, and the headmaster of the primary school basically got put marks in there. I'm like, but all the while, these little brats that are picking a fight with her are getting none of this? Is it just because after the fact she's the one getting caught? Is that it? And they're not getting... Is that basically it? Or are you just showing a bias because she's different? And you get the impression it's the bias that she was different. And it's like, screw off. But yeah, look, I had a good time with it. Is it a perfect film? Nah. Are there scenes I probably would have, gone through and, I probably would have gotten rid of a couple scenes, maybe trimmed it up a little bit. But for what it is, it's funny. It's got some action to it. It's got some heist elements to it. It's got some darkness to it. It's very well acted. Emma Stone is fantastic. Emma Thompson's does her part well. All the side characters are a lot of fun. There wasn't any bad performance in the film, really. That's I think a real good testament to the film. I think is there's no bad performance in the film, and if there's no one who's bad at all in the film, that can help elevate, lesser material. Not to say this was lesser, just that it could have been lesser, but as it stands, it wasn't. It was a good script. Good. It was well executed, and frankly, I enjoyed myself. So if you're on the fence about it, I can understand that not all the Disney remakes have been gold, but I will say this one is worth a watch if you're interested in it at all. And if you can, support it in the theaters. A lot of our theaters, at least in Massachusetts, are opening up at full capacity. I know that our mask mandate is being lifted on Saturday. I still got my mask right now. At work, we have to still wear ours, but I'm still going to be wearing my mask for probably another month, just for the safety. Just because I'll be fully vaccinated by the 7th, doesn't mean I still can't get it and carry it and spread to people who haven't gotten it yet. Just be safe is what I'm saying for everyone who's the mask mandate is starting to lift. Understand that just because it's lifting doesn't mean you should and can are two different things. You can go without a mask, but should you? That's just me though. If you feel comfortable going without a mask, if you're fully vaccinated, all that, and that's the thing. It is only for the fully vaccinated, but it's not like we can test who's fully vaccinated. You just got to go by the honor system, basically. So be smart, be safe. But try to support your local movies if you can, because that's the true way to be watching movies. At least in my opinion. There's some movies that you can just watch on your TV screen or your computer, whatever, and that's fine. But there are also some movies that they are a theatrical experience. Godzilla vs. Kong was a theatrical experience. Any of the MCU movies pretty much are theatrical experiences. So yeah, try to support your local cinema if you can. If you want to go out and see Cruella, I highly encourage it. The more we go out and support our movies, the more they will stay around, at least in some form similar to what they have been. Trailers: In the Heights, Black Widow. Probably, I think it was the newest trailer for Black Widow. I hadn't seen it. Black Widow, In the Heights. That Spirits, Stallion and the Criminal. That sequel to Spirit. What? Okay. Oh god, there was another one. Oh, that the 12 Mighty Orphans. That's interesting. We had a couple trailers. I can't remember them all, but Snake Eyes. So yeah, we had a few trailers. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Cruella. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will be back on Saturday with Quiet Place 2. Because I am seeing Quiet Place 2, and if my girlfriend's up for it, well, I'll be catching it next week with her as well. Because next week there isn't anything coming out I want to see, quite frankly. I said support your local theater, sure, but don't go out and just be like, I'm going to sit through a movie I know I'm going to hate just to support them. That's kind of you, but don't put yourself through that. At least wait for something you kind of want to see. But anyway, again, that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching, though. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. Tomorrow will be another Who Would Win. I'm pretty sure that's all I have up for tomorrow. And yeah, there'll be a what if, and it's still the week of Who Would Win. We're still in that, but there'll be a what if and a Who Would Win on Saturday, a Who Would Win Pokemon team video and box office video on Sunday, and then it's just business as usual after that. So thanks for watching, though. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you folks next time. Later.